and thank you everyone for the hometown visit. Like I said, I thought it was going to be just up at the high school, but I missed that one by a little bit. So yeah, thank you everybody who helped around the house, and that was what a load off our minds to have everybody's help. So thank you everyone.
Trent, you talked about Maddie. She comes home. Was there a point as a father that she, not just American Idol, she brought a boyfriend home too? So do you give Caleb a hard time? Or?
Yeah, you know, that's funny because when we'd go out there after the show, we'd go over to their hotel and you know, just talk with them for a while. And I noticed every time that we were around, Caleb was around, and I was kind of picking it up, and I told Tonya, I said, I think he's kind of sweet on her. And she said, well, I think he's kind of sweet on her too. But even before that, we had met his parents, and after the show, they shuffled the contestants off to do stuff, and so the parents are, you know, we started hanging around with his parents. And you know, I really like his parents, good people. They'd fit in around here, you know, just fine. And I really like Caleb too. So you know, I think more than anything, even better than the show, I'm glad she met him, because you know, you want that for your kid, and he's a good guy. I really like him.
I have a couple of questions. One was, on the day of a performance, how much time do they actually get to perform ahead of time? Do they give them 10 minutes or? You
know, the morning of the show, they rehearse with the band. I think maybe one or two times they run it through with the band. But before that, they're working with a vocal coach, and they're getting, you know, they got a guy with a piano, and they kind of get the arrangement down, and they kind of collaborate on that, on what's right. And because if you ever notice, they don't sing the whole song. No. They'll just sing like a verse and a chorus. And sometimes that's hard to get the, you know, the good parts of the song, but yet cut it down enough so that it isn't the full 3 minutes. Okay. So yeah, they rehearse all week, but then with the band the day before, you know, they do the dress rehearsals, or the day of, they do the dress rehearsals, and then they do their thing.
And then Tonya told us a little bit about the Kermit show, and the having her Kermit there, and I think people need to know about that, because I thought it was really exciting, and the cost of him and all.
Yeah, that I can't remember. I think it was $20,000 to get that frog there. Yeah, and Maddie had said that he was the highest on the finale. He was the highest paid celebrity that showed up that night. So. But she said, you don't touch Kermit, you don't shake his hand, you don't do. They're really protective of him. She said it's weird because they roll this box out and open it up, and you know, they get him out. And she said you're sitting there, and you can see the guy working him, but you still think that you're talking to Kermit the Frog. You know. She said it's just, even though you could see him, she said it's just, it's just kind of weird that, you know, you're sitting there with him. So, but yeah, I think she said also something about the lights. They really deteriorate the fabric and the glues, and they're very expensive to make, and so that's why they don't want you touching them and things like that.
Thank you, but I love that story when Tonya told us. And then, of course, I had my Kermit the day of the parade. And
right.
I caused quite a bit of attention there.
You did. You were on the front page, I think.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for the hometown visit. Like I said, I thought it was going to be just up at the high school, but I missed that one by a little bit. So yeah, thank you everybody who helped around the house, and that was what a load off our minds to have everybody's help. So thank you everyone.
Tonya, can she come home whenever she wants, or can they kind of tell her what she can?
Well, she has a manager that kind of plans all of her schedule. And so she can say if she has something special, but she needs to let them know ahead of time to block out certain dates. But, you know, they're kind of looking for the best opportunities for her right now. And so I think, you know, she's trying to keep her schedule pretty open. And so they will let her know when, like she is leaving to go to Nashville. She has a new song that's dropping this Friday, and then she is leaving to go to Nashville to record a music video for that I think it's next week that she goes and does that. So she has, they kind of scheduled that for her, and then she's supposed to go back out to LA, fly from Nashville to LA after that for, I don't really even know. I mean, sometimes we just kind of find out after the fact. So, she pays for all that. I mean, she'll get, what happens is, her label will pay up front for that stuff, but then they bill her for all that. So if she is, for her flights, for her hotel, all that stuff will be billed to her, but they it's almost like they loan her the money so that she can go do these things, and then once her album drops and she has money coming in for that, that's how they'll start paying back some of those debts, I guess. Go ahead.
You don't have a bodyguard now, how are they working that?
No, she doesn't have a bodyguard. They had a bodyguard here that day for the hometown visit, which was pretty, it was like, wow. But, we kind of worried about that a little bit in Hollywood, like her walking around and people recognizing her, and if they try to do anything. And, once she is out of the state of Iowa, people don't recognize her as much as they do around here. And so, she's been, she's safe about it. She, a lot of times Kayla's with her, or she doesn't go out after dark, or they tell her to be safe, or wear a ball cap if you're going to go somewhere. So and she's always taking Ubers places when she needs to go. She's not like walking around so much. So not a bodyguard. Hopefully someday she'll have a bodyguard though.
How long is she under contract with American Idol for?
It's actually with Hollywood Records is who the contract is with. It's all, Disney is the head of everything. Disney owns ABC, who has American Idol, and then Disney also has Hollywood Records. And so up the top is Disney, but the contract is with Hollywood Records. And the way it works, it's a 3-year contract, but every year they review it and they see if the contract is working for them. They basically have the right of first refusal. So after a year, if things are going well, they have the right to extend that contract another year. If things aren't going well, then they can terminate the contract.
Are you guys under a contract?
No,
So you could do whatever you want?
we can do whatever we want. Yeah.
I'm not in Ragbri, but is she planning on coming back to Ragbri? I don't know how many people have said something. I said, I don't know, I've never been on it.
Yeah, Ragbri is her #1 all-time favorite place to play. So I think she's going to try to. Whether she can or not, she's kind of obligated to the management. They're booking shows, and when they say, you've got a show, you've got a show. So I don't know. She's going to try, but we don't know a whole lot because they talked about her doing, like a solo tour, but then they also talked about her opening up for somebody. But it kind of depends on when the album comes out, what kind of response it gets, what kind of opening act she would be best for, who would fit that music the best. So things are still kind of up in the air right now, and probably will be till May, I suppose.
How did she find the creativity of or the process of creating new songs and going through the songwriting process since the award show is over with? Okay,
yeah, the question was the songwriting process. Her label, and that's a good thing about that she got with a bigger label. They have a lot of connections, so they've been setting up songwriting sessions for her with people that have already had hits, stuff that's been on the radio, and they've got some clout, they know what they're doing, and so they set up these sessions, and Maddie didn't like it at first. She kind of wanted to do it on her own, and you're going in meeting these people you've never met before, and you're trying to open up your heart and everything to pour out, and she said, I just don't want to, I don't want to say something stupid or in her mind, but yeah, you've kind of got to let it all out and do that. And so she found some people that she really liked working with, and she found some people that she'll never work with again. So yeah, it really ran the gamut. But that was good for her, because she worked with some people that she knew that they had songs already on the radio and had heard of them. So that was kind of neat.
It'd be nerve-wracking.
It would be. You're walking in a room, you've never had a hit or anything, and this guy has got gold records hanging on the wall. And, to feel as an equal in the songwriting process, it would be intimidating.
Is she getting along with all the travel pretty well?
She's getting okay with the travel. She doesn't Maddie's a homebody. She'd rather sit on the couch at home than do anything. So, yeah, but
for today.
Why don't you just ask her? This is Maddie and this is Caleb.
Waiting for the perfect opportunity to come in. And I decided to get off the couch today.